Jesse Jackson. This goes out to all black PhDs, scientists, and professors across the country. You're going to see water triple in size, turn into a natural gas, and then cycle back into water with a toxic layer of soap floating on top. How many blacks across the country are incarcerated for cocaine? Stevia actually kicks the shit out of cocaine at the Stimulant Olympics, and a good attorney could sue the United States government. Conflict. One branch of the government makes Stevia illegal so no one knows what it is and what it does. And if all cocaine convicts knew about Stevia, they could have used that as a sweet, healthy, and now legal alternative to cocaine and kept themselves out of jail. I get all that toxic white floating soap out of the water that I drink, and it vanished 6 turning cancerous breast tumors from my uncle and 67 pounds of flabby fat in 4 months. Water's gone. It's only when you stop adding energy, blending, that it starts to slowly form. Below that layer of warning, danger, caution, toxic, will kill you chemicals that we pour down the sink and drain every day. That's killing and polluting this planet. Can you see water starting to slowly form down here? Seriously, to all the smart PhD scientist types out there, where do all the warning, danger, caution, toxic, will kill you chemicals, where do they go when we pour them down the sink and the drain? And better question, where does all the liquid from petroleum gas go once it goes through an internal combustion engine and it's smoked in the smog? Einstein said there was no loss. Nothing ever vanished, okay? He was wrong. There's a burn point, a burn temperature that vanishes shit. I mean, if you're a weed smoker, and you ignite a nug with flame, you get hardly any smoke. But if you nurture it with a little bit of dampness and just a little bit of heat, flame, you get smoke for days. Okay? Yeah, so Reverend Jackson, this is to all the blacks across the country that would like to make a name for themselves. Stevia splits water into a natural gas. I've had a PhD about 7 years ago validate that it was split H2O. I sold her a cleaning machine that was designed to replace vacuums. It never clogs up and doesn't blow dust. It should replace all the toxic gas chambers that people are fogging the air with chemicals. Toxic, I mean, if you look on the internet, toxic dust is a major problem across this country, and it comes from everything that is made degrades, turns into dust, and we push vacuum cleaners around, it blows it up in our face. Yeah, so she bought one of those machines, and then she moved, and I lost contact with her, and she validated split H2O natural gas, and I'm looking for a black scientist, Grambling, Furman, I don't know the major black universities, but to look into this, to validate this, become famous, and get paid when pure H2O starts generating money. Think about it. If this liquid down here, this water forming below this huge layer of soap, if this brings cancerous cats back into perfect health, vanishes, like I said, 6 breast tumors that were turning cancer on my uncle in 4 months. He just had his prostate cut out to cancer, and he thought his life was over. 4 months later, drinking what I call pure H2O, he vanished 67 pounds of flabby fat, and 6 breast tumors haven't returned. Okay, then we had a falling out. I was disrespectful. We didn't talk for about 4 years. Yeah, that's me shooting myself in the foot trying to get Stevia famous. And I'm looking for an open-minded professor out there, a scientific type, like I said, PhD, whatever, that recognizes when water vanishes, triples in size, and bursts into a white soup, it's split H2O. Okay, that's the next big one in the scientific community. And the toxic chemicals that we're pouring down the sink and the drain that are causing people to get sick in record numbers, they stay suspended in a gaseous state that looks like soap for long enough to easily pour it out, to rid what we're drinking of the toxic shit. And theoretically, we could actually return Earth close to Eden if we outlawed most, if not all, toxic chemicals that are polluting and killing our planet. Yeah, and a year ago, I was 262 pounds, sloppy fat. I've been eating like a pig. That's what happens when you're depressed. Many people out there do it on a regular basis. That's why this country is, it looks like everybody's fat to obese. You know, not everybody, but it looks like it when you're driving around. And Stevia, replacing all the toxic sugars in our food and drink, would make America almost like a health utopia. Yeah, it would take a huge chunk out of the medical industry, and you know what? That wouldn't be such a bad thing. I mean, if doctors could actually get the cure, would they want it if they wouldn't make any more money? So, who's kidding who here? Yeah, I gotta make sure that I don't go over time. We got 3 minutes left. I wait until it gets to about right here. This might all be toxic shit. There might not be any more hydrogens. Okay? This is a relative brand new discovery. Okay? Considering that it hasn't been validated and gone mainstream. And, you know, that's why Jesse Jackson, somebody that knows that the people that run this country in the FDA, they make stevia legal so no one knows what it is and what it does. It's actually a superior stimulant to cocaine. So if all the cocaine convicts locked up knew about stevia, you know, if the FDA hadn't arrested it and made it illegal, they could have chosen that as a legal, healthy alternative to coke and kept themselves with their families probably productive members of society in one form or another. Yeah, so where are we at on time here? See all that toxic shit? We're pouring it down the sink and drain every day. It's making people sick in record numbers. There's more cancer cases now than there ever been before. And I'm saying that stevia, splitting water into a natural gas, where the toxic shit that's making everybody sick stays suspended in a gaseous state long enough to pour it out, is what's going to bring this country back into a complete 100% state of health. Is there somebody out there who's willing to help me validate this? Please, I beg you.